The legend of the Hook Man begins like any teenage love story, a young couple parked at a secluded lover's lane, stealing a moment of privacy under the stars. The radio plays softly in the background, the DJ's voice occasionally breaking in with news updates. It's a crisp autumn night, the kind where every sound carries, and the faint rustling of leaves feels louder than it should. The DJ interrupts the music with a chilling announcement. A dangerous convict has escaped from a nearby psychiatric facility. He's armed and known to be violent. Most disturbingly, he's described as having a prosthetic hook in place of his right hand. The girl stiffens in her seat, her eyes scanning the darkness outside. "Let's leave," she whispers, but the boy laughs it off, claiming they're miles from the facility. Moments later, they hear a faint scraping sound against the car. It's soft at first, then louder, as if something metallic is dragging along the side. The boy reluctantly agrees to leave, and they speed off, the tires kicking up gravel. When they arrive home, they discover deep scratches etched into the car door. Hanging from the handle is a rusted hook, its tip bent and jagged. While this story has been told as fiction, real-life incidents from the 1950s point to prowlers targeting isolated couples. One such report detailed a man armed with a sharp implement who attacked a parked car, leaving deep scratches on the doors. Though he was never caught, the fear he instilled left an indelible mark. Late one night, a woman finishes her shift at a diner on the outskirts of town. She's tired and distracted, her mind on the long drive home. She doesn't notice the shadowy figure lurking near her car as she unlocks the door and slides into the driver's seat. The highway is eerily empty, the hum of her tires the only sound accompanying her. She adjusts her rearview mirror and notices a pair of headlights in the distance. The car behind her seems to be following her every move, its lights flashing intermittently. At first she dismisses it as coincidence, but as she makes more turns the car stays close, its horn blaring insistently. Her heart races as panic sets in. She speeds up, taking random turns, but the other car matches her pace. Finally she pulls into her driveway and leaps out, ready to confront the driver. Before she can speak, the man yells, "There's someone in your back seat!" She turns to see the glint of a blade in the shadows. The man had been hiding there, waiting for the right moment to strike. Thanks to the other driver's vigilance, she narrowly escapes. This legend mirrors real events, like a chilling case from the 1970s when a gas station attendant noticed a man crouched in a customer's back seat. The quick intervention likely saved her life, but the story serves as a stark reminder to always check your surroundings. A teenage girl is left home alone for the weekend, her only company her loyal dog. As night falls, the house feels unnaturally quiet, every creak and groan amplified in the stillness. She hears a faint dripping sound coming from the bathroom but dismisses it as a leaky faucet. Feeling uneasy, she lies in bed and lets her hand dangle over the edge, her dog's reassuring lick calming her nerves. The dripping persists through the night, but she's too frightened to investigate. When morning comes, she finally gathers the courage to check the bathroom. What she finds freezes her in place. Her dog lies lifeless on the floor, its blood pooling on the tiles. Scrawled on the bathroom mirror in jagged letters are the words, "Humans can lick too." While the origin of this legend is murky, its themes of vulnerability and unseen danger tap into primal fears. Real cases of home invasions where intruders left sinister messages behind lend a chilling plausibility to the story. On a stormy night, a young man drives down a lonely stretch of highway. The rain lashes against his windshield and visibility is poor. Suddenly he sees a figure standing by the roadside, a young woman in a white dress, drenched and shivering. Feeling a pang of sympathy, he pulls over and offers her a ride. She quietly climbs into the back seat, thanking him in a soft voice. She gives him an address and remains silent for the rest of the journey, her presence barely noticeable except for the faint chill that seems to fill the car. When they arrive, the man turns to tell her they've reached the destination, only to find the back seat empty. Confused and shaken, he knocks on the door of the house. An elderly woman answers, her face turning somber as he explains what happened. "That was my daughter," she says. "She died in an accident on this road years ago." This legend has been reported in various forms across the globe, but some of the most famous accounts come from the U.S. Midwest in the 1930s. Drivers would pick up hitchhikers near cemeteries or accident sites, only for them to vanish without a trace. These reports continue to inspire ghost stories to this day. A couple hires a babysitter to watch their children while they attend a late-night event. Before leaving, they mention the guest room is upstairs and that the children are already asleep. As the night wears on, the babysitter feels increasingly uneasy. particularly because of a life-sized clown statue in the corner of the living room. Its painted smile seems to follow her every move, and the dim light from the TV casts unsettling shadows across its face. Finally, unable to take it anymore, she calls the parents to ask if she can move the statue. The mother's voice drops to a whisper. "We don't own a clown statue," she says. "Get the children and leave the house immediately." This urban legend has circulated widely, preying on the common fear of clowns. While the story itself is likely fictional, it mirrors real-life cases of intruders disguising themselves in bizarre ways to remain undetected. One such case involved a man dressed as a clown hiding in plain sight at a carnival, later discovered to be a wanted fugitive. In the 1980s, a peculiar phenomenon swept through England. Houses with a particular painting of a crying boy were reported to catch fire. In each case, the painting would remain eerily untouched amidst the ruins. The artwork, depicting a sorrowful child with teary eyes, was mass-produced and widely popular. However, its reputation quickly soured as more incidents were reported. One family recounted their experience. They had hung the painting in their living room, thinking it was a charming addition. Weeks later, a fire broke out, destroying everything except the painting, which hung unscathed on the wall. Rumors began to swirl that the painting was cursed, and some even speculated that the boy in the portrait had died tragically, his spirit trapped within the canvas. The legend became so widespread that people began burning the paintings themselves, fearing they would bring misfortune. While skeptics chalked the incidents up to coincidence, others couldn't ignore the unsettling pattern. Deep in the forests of Canada, a group of campers huddle around a fire swapping ghost stories. One of them recounts the legend of the Wendigo, a malevolent spirit that preys on those who wander too far into the wilderness. The Wendigo, they say, begins as a human consumed by greed or desperation. It transforms into a gaunt, skeletal creature with glowing eyes and an insatiable hunger for human flesh. The group laughs nervously, dismissing the tale as superstition. But as the night wears on, strange sounds echo from the woods, branches snapping, low growls, and something that sounds eerily like a human voice calling for help. One camper ventures out to investigate and doesn't return. The others search frantically only to find a set of footprints that abruptly stop in the middle of the clearing. The air grows colder and an unnatural silence falls over the forest. They flee, leaving behind their tents and supplies. The Wendigo legend is rooted in the folklore of the Algonquin tribes and has been linked to real cases of madness and cannibalism during harsh winters. It serves as a chilling reminder of the primal instincts that lie dormant in us all. These stories remind us that the line between legend and reality is often blurred. The tales we tell carry warnings, echoing fears as old as humanity. Which of these stories unsettled you the most? Do you have your own eerie encounters or urban legends to share? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Share this with someone who loves a good scare, and remember, some stories are rooted in truth. Stay safe, and stay curious.